You ever wake up from a dream and just think, what in the world was that all about? Well, today, we're going to crack a code that's hidden deep inside our own minds, and we're going to use two really strange dreams to do it. Okay, let's jump right in.
All right, so check this out. These are our two big mysteries. On one hand, you've got a dream about a feast. There's so much food that the dreamer is just, frozen. They can't decide what to eat first. And on the other hand, a dream about creating a whole new sport, but deliberately hiding some of the rules and features just to make it look neater. I mean, one's about having too much, the other's about showing too little. They seem completely disconnected, right?
And that's the big question we're tackling. What is the hidden link between a massive banquet and a secret rugby game? Because the answer, well, it actually tells us something really profound about why we dream at all.
Okay, here it is, our first major clue. This is a real-world worry from the person who actually had these dreams. They're saying, I'm bursting with ideas I want to publish, but I'm really anxious that nobody is going to pay attention. Just hang on to that thought. It's the key that's going to unlock this whole thing.
So to connect that real-life anxiety to these weird dreams, we need a kind of decoder ring. For this, we're going to use something called the Brain Kinematics Model, or BKM for short. Now I know, that sounds super technical, but don't worry. The basic idea is incredibly simple. It says dreams aren't just random noise. Nope, they're your brain's nightly attempt to process and work through real-life pressures, what the model calls strains.
And the BKM breaks these pressures down into two main flavors. First, you've got inward strain. That's all the internal stuff. The questions like, how do I manage my own resources, my own choices? Then there's outward strain, and that's all about the outside world. How will people see me? How are they going to perceive what I create? So let's take this back to dream number one, the feast. This is where it starts to click. In that dream, the mountains of food, they're not really about food. They're a symbol for the dreamer's huge number of creative ideas. And that limited stomach? That's the anxiety about a limited audience. There are just way too many dishes for what feels like a really small table of guests. This is that inward strain in action. How do I manage my own output?
Okay, now for the second dream. The new game, well, that stands for the new creative projects the dreamer wants to make, those publications they talked about. And hiding the extra content? I mean, come on, that's a perfect metaphor for editing your work. You're trimming it down so you don't overwhelm your audience. And that is pure outward strain. How do I present my work to other people?
So you see what's going on? This is the really cool part. These dreams weren't just reflecting the problem. They were actively trying to solve it. The brain was basically running simulations. The challenge was clear. Tons of ideas, tiny audience. So in Dream 1, it tested a portioning strategy, like, hey, maybe I should serve smaller plates. Then in Dream 2, it tried a concealment strategy. Maybe if I hide the complexity, it'll seem more appealing. Two totally different dreams, both testing solutions to the exact same problem.
But our brains are complex. It's never just one thing. Think of that anxiety about publishing as the main ingredient. But the brain is also throwing a bunch of other stuff into the mix. Things like maybe you were literally hungry or thirsty, or social pressures like a fear of being judged. It could be decision fatigue from a long day, or old memories of playing sports, or even just big cultural ideas like how we all see feasts as a symbol of abundance. All of it gets woven together to create the dream.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, first and most importantly, your dreams are not just random, meaningless static your brain makes while you sleep. They're actually something way more powerful. They are your brain's nightly rehearsal. It's a safe space, a virtual stage where you can run through challenges and test drive solutions to your real-life problems. And that leaves us with one last question for you. The next time you wake up from a weird dream, don't just brush it off. Ask yourself, what problem is my brain trying to solve tonight?